So I remember that particular scene. That was like the Martha Kent Lois Lane scene was one of the ones I actually remembered from the first the theatrical cut that I actually remember liking, just because it felt like one of the few tender scenes where people were actually sitting down and talking about how their feelings about what's happening, and it doesn't in both cuts of the film there is a severe bereftment of characters talking about what they think about what's happening and reacting to it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Justice League just perfectly gets along, basically from the word go, and then just sails into the end game without any bickering or drama. And
Mm-hmm.
I could see that would have been one of the things that Joss Whedon could have brought to the film if he'd been allowed to have more time to rebuild it into something. But it's clear that he just couldn't do that, and that's something that it bothers me in both cuts.
And honestly, I feel like with the Whedon version of the film, people think it's like what's a good example? The Island of Dr. Mordru, right, where they fired the original director and then brought in this one's fresh on my mind because I just did an interview with Lou Aguilar about it. They fired the original director and then brought in they brought in Frankenheimer. I can't remember his first name.
John Frankenheimer.
John Frankenheimer to oversee it, and he made the film his own. And of course, he had to because the original director burned and shredded all of his production notes and all the scripts. So he had no choice. He had to make it his own. Of course, the final product, like Justice League, the theatrical version, it didn't come out that well. So the difference was the original director didn't get to finish the film. Snyder actually got to finish it, and Whedon was brought on during post, and he reshot some sequences. But this was under a heavy studio lens. Frankenheimer, when he went on the Island of Dr. Mordru, he just basically said, "Fine, I'm just going to oversee this and make it commercially viable." And New Line Cinema, I believe, was the production company. They were like, "Okay, just help us get our money back. That's all we care. We've spent so much money into this, and it's been blown through, and we have cash problems, etc." And I really, with Justice League, Whedon wasn't really given the freedom like he was in Avengers and Avengers Age of Ultron. In fact, with Avengers, Marvel only gave him 4 criteria, I believe. They said, as long as you meet these 4 criterias, you can do whatever you want. And I can't remember what they all were, but I know one was Loki had to be the villain, and so on. And so he met all those criterias, and he made, in my opinion, one of the best comic book films ever. But I feel like maybe if he had been given a little bit more freedom, the movie would have been better. And Snyder Cut, we don't know, it wasn't made. But I think that worked against him, was having the studio magnifying glass, and you've already got this final product, allegedly, that is made. So I don't know if that makes sense, but that was just a thought that I had.